despite the fact that BC.Game got absolutely smoked. Now, going into Nuke, this is a must-win for them, or we will be crowning BetBoom the champions in the next 40 minutes or so. Simple's going to crack things open with a big headshot, and Anders Jollies wake up. He was fast asleep on Mirage, but something about the power plant has kicked him in action.
Game here or not, but I sure hope so, Josh. I am sincerely hoping we see it.
Yeah, me too. Anything other than a 3-mapper here would not do this grand finals justice. Maybe some overtimes here on MAP-2 could, but... just don't feel like we saw the BC game that we're used to on Mirage at all. It does make me wonder, you know, after losing in the fashion that they did the other day and BetBoom knowing that this was going to be a potential rematch, how much time have they spent on Mirage over the last week? In the practice server, in scrims, watching that series back with the support network, the coach, the analyst, trying to diagnose some of those issues and fix them. It certainly felt like they had. Ooh, Art Frost. It's a lovely shot. Everybody else going down. If he can take another here, he makes this expensive. Ooh, not quite. So 2-0 start. I'm pretty clean. Only 2. Living on a prayer.
I appreciate the attempt.
Thanks.
That's a really crazy hidden talent, actually. I think you should keep it hidden.
I'm not at that level of ballsy yet where I commit to like proper singing on broadcast. You know, you got to be like, yeah, you either meme sing and it's bad or not at all. I'm not at that level where I proper sing. I'll embarrass myself. No one wants to hear that. Look at the boost up. This one actually on top of Garage.
That's Gakanito and Simple just cleaning house outside. Magnoias is a bit limp-wristed with his first clearance, and it just snowballs out of control from there. Barnes found a small gap in the defense, so he is going to be able to isolate a duel. Ando's already been struck once. Should be an easy duel to pick up, and with how low Gakanito is, I hate to say it, but there might actually be a chance here for BetBoom to still be relevant. Barnes coming all the way back, trying to join hands with Diladez. And if they can get one more kill out of the way... Ooh, that was an opportunity. Just get one more kill out of the way, then we can still talk here.
The time is the problem. 25 seconds left. Siren has found a bit of room, but Gakanito on the timing up secret will catch him, and Nexa will do the same. Talk was from Nexa in that 10-minute pause, because BC.Game are looking like a different beast here.
Yeah, whatever that talk was seems to be working. BetBoom gonna try and make it work with limited resources now, just the Tech 9s. As they cross over, Magnolia is going to be that second prong that pops in. Gakanito down. And they're sprawling all across the map. You've already got two players contesting the bottom bomb site. Prime Taps eagerly awaits them with his FAMAS out, but he knows he can get overwhelmed. Needs to stay alive, needs to have an avenue for the rest of his team to approach from. Newman swings out. Need to deal with 3 players staring right at him. 3 barrels pointed in the direction of these pistol wielders. Ando and Nexa getting their hands dirty. With just our Frost remaining, this round is all but over. So happy to see that BC.Game is immediately able to return the favor to BetBoom at the start of this game.
Want a little bit more toxicity. Not only a BC.Game now on the round of... this toxic trait of thinking I'd be an amazing parent, and actually I'd be a terrible parent. I would project
I don't know about parent,
the
but
hell out of that kid.
Yeah, I don't know about parent, but babysitting you have definitely shown me that you'd be a terrible child.
I was.
Past tense?
Yeah, I'm a big boy now.
Speaking of big boys, Simple's gotten the opening frag for his team. Andu, oh, that's a big miss. BC.Game, this might be finally a round where they crumble. I'm going to point out that I have a little bit more faith in BetBoom CT side, so they still do have to make themselves enough room to breathe on the next one. Probably going to see the most of BetBoom on CT side.
Ooh.
Simple trying to hold the hairline angle, ends up working against him, and sees most of his bullets through the wall. BoomItch is going to find him. Nexa just start to become a bit of a problem, but in the meantime, Siren's taking away that second prong, so just Nexa remaining. 1v3. A-side control established. BoomItch responsible for punching those numbers in, and Nexa knows that this rifle is going to be a lot better on his back than in the graveyard.
That's if he can hold on to it, but by the looks of things, no one's hunting all too hard. This is a good round recovery from BetBoom. Even when they had the man advantage, I was a little bit worried for them. BC.Game had strong positions, and it did feel like there was a world BetBoom, you know, cross garage, they don't check for simple, or they lose that gunfight, he ends up with 2, and this round goes sour. But yeah, they've done well to not only win it, but keep 3 alive. Nexa allowed to carry through that AK. That's fine. BC.Game will have enough to buy into the next anyway. This is just about sort of finding a bit of success for BetBoom, putting that... Double check that. No, they're not. I'm completely wrong. They're much better on their CT side.
Yeah, I would expect their CT side.
It was a different team. It might have been Fart or someone. There was someone recently that I covered that much better on their T side. That surprised me. Oh, that's huge.
Oh, look at this Cacanito. He's just
my
stepping
God.
forward, taking all the duels by himself. That's a 4K where he just goes forward and fights them. That's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, no complications, no elaboration, nothing.
Wow, that's the ace.
And that's going to be the ace. Like, watching BetBoom now, they just look like a different team. They look like they've slipped back into the form that we saw against TNL on the first map. So with a quick collection. Cacanito still trying to create a ruckus outside. Not going to be found by the Op just yet. Cap getting a little bit space close. Going to be dropping down soon, but Cacanito trying to keep a finger on the pulse, keep them on their toes. Into secret we go.
Gotta try and unlock this round. BetBoom with an early disadvantage does make this a whole lot harder. Neuer's in the vents. Tiptoes through. BoomItch on the other side of this smoke. This could get dangerous if Cacanito's looking the wrong way. These timings. Oh my god. This is ridiculous. He takes the fight over towards Secret.
Oh.
That'll blow his cover. BoomItch is able to spin around. He's covered a lot of ground here as well, so that's back into a 4-on-4, and they're already out on B. Prime Taps has got to shut it down. He does. That's big.
Oh. Yeah, the only thing that could have worked out for BetBoom is for both of these players to find space on B, get that bomb down, and then play off of it. You lose those players to Prime Taps, that's it. Round done, dusted. BC.Game already having enough rounds to call it a decent CT side.
Counter-terrorists win.
And I'm not sure.
BetBoom starting to work their way towards ramp. Simple is here. Big shot connecting. Gives them the early advantage. Prime Taps follows up. That'll make it 2. And another buy round. Looks like it's about to slip away here for BetBoom. Zandu. Oh, in mini. Goes down. Nexa needs to make sure he wins this fight. Timing's good. BoomItch doesn't look like he's going to clear him, so he'll walk straight into the crossfire. This is locked and loaded. This will be a BC.Game 7th. Oh, wow, what is that out of my...
Ramp not quite the first thing on the menu just yet, but they'll immediately go through it as they chuck out the molly and the flashbang.
Oh, that's horrible.
Oh, I mean, they've dropped the bomb right, that's the issue.
It's the fact that they
have to go
they
trade
bundle up, but then You know, we see Prime Taps find the first kill. There's the bomb out first, and nobody insta-trades it. So then it's just sort of one by one. Oh, you must send another one in. Oh, it doesn't work. Now Simple's there to support. You just lose the early two-man advantage. Snap your fingers. They did pull it off in the last round in a scenario just like this, but I don't have high hopes. Silent. Got to win this fight. Doesn't. Andu's quicker. Wants to follow up. There's another. They are being handed to him on a silver platter. Not Frost 1v5. No, I don't think so.
Magnoia's being the rock that he is, the superstar that he's become. It's not going to be enough to win them the entirety of the series. Sure, Mirage is obviously a big one. BetBoom have a lot more to do. Now, I think the silver lining here is that you've already talked about how the CT side is generally better for BetBoom. I mean, it is for every team, so that's something we're going to hold out hope for.
All right. Time to see something better. Something different from BetBoom, because this has looked stale. Simple doesn't like stale bread. Big opening shot, fast through the smoke. Yeah, just into the waiting barrel of Prime Taps. Let's just feed him one by one. Okay, finally there's a trade.
Yeah, this is a little bit better. Simple's knocked off the angle with a flashbang, and he does know there's still a player watching for the lurk, but he's not going to be distracted. Instead, doubles down and going to the bottom side. Single door opened up. Dilladeath is already on the angle. But there's still one more to find. Kakanito barely showing his head. It's a 2v3 with little info remaining on both sides. The T's only know about where Kakanito is. Everybody else is a question mark on the radar. Kakanito up close. Magnolia crouches into him. It's a good way to take that fight, but it just doesn't end up working out. Boom, it's next on the chopping block. Wants to go forward, perhaps. I think he had the idea to chase that nade down with his Tech 9, but then he hears the flames coming his way. And then with 45 seconds on the clock, not a lot of HP. Just trying to get some damage done, maybe get away with that AWP. Mobilize on Frost in the next round. Where is this coming from BC.Game?
Yeah, I don't know either. It does feel like, you know, the trio that's supposed to be stepping up is now the trio that's supposed to be stepping up. The last map was weird, wasn't it? You know, you had Nexa performing, Andu going completely missing, Kakanito not really showing up either. Now it is that trio. It's simple. It's Kakanito, it's Andu. They're all hitting. Oh, man. Oh, okay. All right, big kill Magnolia. Saves the day.
At this time, Kakanito's not going to get up to his shenanigans. We've seen him just run it down and get an ace. Essentially a 1v5 outside. But not this time. Not this time. 4 rounds the absolute minimum. At least they're off to a good start to potentially secure that. Go towards the hut. Going to be hard for Andu to take that fight. Just gonna slowly creep in. He's only got 3 points of health. He's just trying to make it work. Andu spotted by Boomage. Good use of his life there. And they're quickly, desperately trying to get onto site. But both Simple and Nexa will be guillotined by the bullets coming their way. Not sure what Prime Tabs can do here. Best to take that weapon into the next round, maybe, but also I'm not really sure of what that money's looking like on the CTs. They've consistently been winning rounds most of the time, so they're gonna have money regardless.
That's important.
I think he's toying with the idea of maybe just getting those weapons out of the T's hands.
It's a really key round to win. Yeah, you're right. I think it is just about economic damage here. They do have money, so either grab an AK or try and get rid of a couple. There we go, it is going to be the former. So he'll get out of there with an AK-47.
Simple on the off angle. Boomage isn't going to see it coming. And if BetBoom only have 3 rounds to show for all of this on Nuke, knowing they've picked into this map, then I don't know what to say. A comeback on the CT will be very difficult. We've seen them do it against TNL though, so maybe there's still hope. Dillada's wanting to be that second player, second piece coming through main. Magnolia he's just so powerful on this position. He has been before. Now it's his responsibility to clear the site a little too late to the party, so his teammate is going to have to pay with his life. Andu, quick on the fight, is able to find him. Arfrost and Dillades have so much lifting to do, though. Crossing over into the site, they do want to get the bomb down, so the clock is at least flipped in their favor. 3 players about to emerge out of the smoke, too, actually. With 1 coming in from A main. Arfrost, he needs to thin these hedges quick. Needs to make this fight a little easier. The smoke fades. No, Arfrost, you're going to run out of opportunities soon. That's a double from Dillades, though. The outcome of this entire series hinges on Magnoias. He was the issue on Mirage. He was the problem. That was shutting down BC.GAME, and he is doing it again. He's got support this time, though. Doesn't have to do it all. Doesn't have to run into Palace and get a 4K. But the A-side D. Slow cook from BC.GAME. It feels like every time you see the top right of the score of the screen, it's Magnoias that's doing anything positive for BetBoom. By and far the heaviest hitter, the most important player for BetBoom in this entire series so far. 12 kills, while the second best sits on 6. Dillades and Siren tied for it.
Oh, man.
And they're drawing down the timer quite far. This can get really messy very quickly, Josh. We've seen it happen before. Here comes the pushes. It's the Molotov that's going to slow them down. Siren starts burning to a crisp. Can't hold on to his trigger for long enough. Magnajez has found a really good timing. There it is. Starts to mess with the blood supply of the T's.
Oh, it's a big kill.
Swings out again. Double kill. Can't quite connect on the third, but Boomich and Dillades. It's not like this is an exercise in impossibility.
I was wondering if Andu would expect Dillades, but the answer to that is a resounding yes. And Boomich, as soon as his teammate falls, realizes that there's no real chance at this. He will have to try and back away if he's allowed to. Nice shot onto Simple. Grabs the AK. Slips into garage. No one's going to be able to hunt him here, so there will be a 9th here for BC.GAME. They'll finally put their first on the board of the T side. It's been a while as well. Remember, they were 8-2 up. Will seriously be tested. And just got the MP9, sort of bouncing between the two. Went for a little drop down the ladder in the vents. Now second guessing it. BC.GAME have stayed dead silent. They're waiting for somebody on BetBoom to make a move, but nobody is. And running down this clock now may cause them some problems. Magnoias, if there's anybody I'd want as the anchor to win me this round, it would be this man here, but tap him for the head, can't connect it. That is a shame. It's Andu to return the favour. The B site lost. Yeah, I don't even think they go for this. 4-man save, has to be.
A bit disappointing, right? Because I think you put it correctly. Magnoias is exactly the man you want in those positions, but the rest of his team hasn't ever been stepping up when he's gone missing. And at some point, the bottleneck of everybody else is going to catch up to them. And, you know, I put the limelight on Simple for a second because he hasn't been having that peak performance that he's had throughout the tournament. But I think the bigger question to ask, but it's going to be a while before that happens.
That could make a big difference, actually. Especially on this CT side. You know, that's what you want to see it come to life. Prime taps makes a bit of a meal of that kill, but does get there eventually. Boomich's MP9 goes massive for 2. Can't connect for more, but Magnoias. Oh, Dillades. Wow, that's massive. What a time for it.
And Arfrost, who's been mostly absent, is going to get his hands dirty as well. I think the last time I put the spotlight on him, he was sitting on 4.
On connect. Should be a 9th here for BetBoom. How clean can they do it? They need a little bit of extra money in case the going gets tough in the final rounds. Shot does actually connect onto Andu. It's just not lethal. They continue to jiggle. Andu plays with his food. Artfrost doesn't stick around to be toyed with. Instead, Artfrost will take the deeper angle. Hits the shot. Andu gone. Azul prime taps. Nexa follows suit. And Simple surely dropping shortly after. Does have the timing. He sees the shadow. The sun's a cruel mistress here on NUKE, and sometimes it betrays you. The 1v5 feels too tall a task. He has got the bomb, and if he can get a plant out of this, that'd be pretty crazy.
Gonna be very difficult to match the freak of Magnoia's. Yeah, plant wouldn't be bad at all. Simple just got spotted. And eliminated.
Still anyone's game for the taking. Minute 20, BC.Game. Looking like they want to set up for an A hit, I guess, but haven't done a lot in terms of map control in the first minute of this round. And they'll finally start to work their way forward.
Frost. Oh, hits barely the elbow, but that's enough. He's gonna get support soon, but he swings out a little too early. Doesn't wait for the flash from his teammate. BC.Game do have access to the bottom site. They need to be good, though, on the defense. Simple. It's a very difficult shot on Diladez, but this is a defining moment for BetBoom. BOOMich needs to keep himself alive, needs to be the glue that holds them together. They're slowly inching forward. They're keeping an eye on him as well. He hears the AWP. Does he get that, though? Doesn't drop into his little cubby. And all BOOMich is going to do now is just waste as much time as possible. Isn't going to swing out, but the first line of reinforcements is gone. Andu responds. BOOMich tries to do more, but it's Siren who's creeping down the vents to try and claw this 1v2 out. Andu waiting to receive. Swings in. Siren is crisp. Just needs one more. The wide swing.
Needs to be quick on the info. Oh, is he still not seen him? Oh my god. Yeah, I feel like that's maybe a little bit too far out.
BC.Game has spent a lot of time getting close to this, but the issue is BOOMich hasn't called in many reinforcements. Here it comes. BOOMich is gonna have to watch out. Here's their footsteps. I'm not sure if they want to go for a 5v5 retake, man. Such a weird round.
Oh, maybe they do. I think they should, but it doesn't look like anyone else is in place. It seems to me like Diladez and Siren are just going to sort of keep them in here, force the damage, but giving BC.Game 12 rounds, I don't know. Now they're going in. This is horrible. What on earth are they doing? What is that round? And there's no prospect. Just really strange. Really, really strange. MAP-2's going to fly out a ramp. 1-for-1. Might not cut it for Diladez. As once again, they will have free reign in the B site. Rotations need to be swift. There's no time to save here. You've got to give it your all. As the molly goes deep, Moyes is actually going to extinguish it. Finds one. BOOMich can't take anything.
I think this game's gonna be incomplete without overtime.
Be a weird one.
Single door pops open. Don't know where the second player is, so they're still not decisively watching the only hole they're about to come out of. Siren.
Oh my.
They don't have any way to flush out the corner. It's Arfrost remaining.
shot.
He's been largely absent, but can he still redeem himself? Oh, that's a double! And I've got to remind you, there's no AWPs coming out for BC.GAME anymore, unless they can pry it out of Arfrost's cold hands.
Ooh, I was going to say, Magnoia's getting really unlucky on the spams. He was just threading the needle every time he pulled the trigger. Shooting between bodies, but does eventually get there. That's Nexa to drop early. An advantage. Aware that when BC.GAME throw the cross smokes, they mean it. A lot of teams will sometimes throw those cross smokes and do nothing with it, just to kind of give this illusion that maybe they're down to B. Awesome rotates off, but yeah, it has felt like every time BC.GAME have dropped those smokes, they have played around them. Pieces in place already. Big swing.
Gotta watch out for
Oh
Simple.
god, Dillades. Bit of a whiff. Need the trade. There it is. Nice kill, BC.GAME. That'll be traded
They
too.
just dropped the bomb. You've got to watch out for Magnoias, who's found a kill in quick.
If somebody on BC.GAME, if Simple starts going crazy, if Andu starts going crazy, it would be the difference maker. And Andu right now is full W. All gas, no breaks into the B site. It will be the first to drop. There should be a trade. And there is. BC.GAME rocks up. Keeps the numbers in their favor, but quickly goes back the other way. Yeah, that's another M4. A 3v3 that BC.GAME have some real equity in.
Gonna have to watch out for prime tabs. Do they even expect him to the left? Magnolia's consistently being the force that keeps them afloat. He's what powered them through the first map. Let's see if BC.GAME can have a cheeky way into map 3, or do we see this game being extended? Double doors opening up serve as a distraction. Kakanito needs to be hitting his shots as they come through with the Tech 9. Needs to find the heads, no mistakes allowed. Tries to turn the nade, and Arfrost finds him. Simple. The GOAT's gonna have to get a 1v3 going if he wants to minimize the damage. But BetBoom are taking... And the standard, the pace has already been set by the heaviest hitter of BetBoom.
Been trolled by the geometry of the map. There we go. Eventually they get there on the boost. I'm not sure if they'd made a sound cue and Prime Tabs would have heard it, but either way, BC.GAME reloads, so there's going to be information given up. It's not really going to matter. Man advantage, 40 seconds left. BC.GAME more util in hand to deploy. It's an incendiary to go into the single door just to slow them further. There it is. Flashbang to follow.
Only 30 seconds. Oh, dude, this flash is certainly going to make things harder. It makes the push disjointed, but Nexus still finds the first. Siren tucked into the corner. Are they going to expect another defender here? They don't have to, because they've already gone into the bottom site. Right into the vents we go. And it's going to have to be the 4-on-4 retake if they want to make it work. Simple's going to fall, however. Doesn't see him on top of the vertical angle. Prime Tabs up close. They need to time it perfectly. If Dillades comes out alone, he could get punished here.
Timing's everything. They should know that someone's close. It's almost always been the case.
Molotov does make it tricky.
It does. Forces out next. Dillades has to be crisp, but he is. Shadow betrays for Prime Taps, and it's all onto the shoulders of Andu. He's looked much better this map, but a 1v3 and at a tough time for it. There's no sightline on the pole.
First skill. Things are getting harder. They're being mowed down. The chainsaw has no mercy for the trees that come its way. Makes sense that BC.GAME are dressed in green.
Next up. I mean, the thing is with this, right, is you're looking at this round and saying, well, it's overtime, you know, we don't really need to save, but look at the money. Still another round to be played. Simple won't be able to afford another AWP, so I think saving is actually the right call here, but my god, BetBoom. I don't know how they have pulled this off, you know, for a grand finals, this truly does deliver. We said it at the start of this map, right, that 3 maps would be the only thing that does this justice. For a grand finals, you don't want anything less. But I think a 2-map affair with an overtime like this, I'll sort of quench the appetite a little bit. You don't want...
I
you
guess.
don't want a stomper. You want a barn burner.
Mistake being made.
Yeah.
How the mighty have fallen. We were first seeing Kakanito run in,
man.
get aces, just like that. And this time, the heaviest hitter, supposedly, for BC.Game has already been taken off the radar.
What a shot from Artfrost. I'd love to know from his POV whether he flicked up or whether he was anticipating that boost. Either way, it's a great shot, a perfect opening. The smoke blown open. Andu does take out Magnoyas. That's a hard hitter to drop in a round like this. He has been, I'm not going to say the solo carry, but he's had a lot of weight on his shoulders. Let's put it that way.
Oh.
Good molly. Oh my god, Artfrost's still burning. BC.GAMES can't bail him out, but at least trades it. We're back into a 3-on-3.
So many of these rounds from BC.Game have ended on the bottom side that I think BetBoom are preemptively reading this and already heading down the vents. In fact, there's going to be 2 players heading towards Secret. So this is going to be an impossible fight for BC.Game to win as long as BetBoom can play their cards right. Of course, that also does mean that Siren's kind of left hanging out to dry. He's worried about the potential of a player coming in from heaven. It's all going to be about the timing. Nexa finds his first victim. Don't think BetBoom are going to have the luxury of having a flawless CT half, but maybe Siren can still make that come true.
Dilladez.
And now Dilladez is there to help.
Hey, just look at the time. This is the thing, right? It's 3 versus 2, but there's such little time on this spot. That molly is huge, but Siren at the back of the side. He's won his fight, that's it. He just needs to swing for 15 seconds left. Could have played that very differently. Probably could have played it better, but you're right when you're feeling it. Sometimes you got to just take that fight, because if you don't and you play yourself, and you think back, you think, maybe I should have just wide swung him.
BetBoom moving in.
Yeah, here we come.
Ooh.
Wow. Very good from Nexa. Yeah. This is what I mean. BC.Game on their CT side was significantly better. So I do really expect them here to take a couple. Whether or not they can take all 3, the big question. Spam from Magnoyas. Oh, very close, but doesn't find the kill. It's Andu so low.
Those are some mistakes. Risks being taken by BC.Game at the very least. Dilladez creeping into the smoke. They don't know that Kakanito's here, but he doesn't have info on them either. Dilladez is finding a very small opening there.
No one's going crazy, but no one's slacking behind. A great start from Simple. Kakanito catches Magnoyas with his pants down. Crossed to red, but unsuspecting of the trash angle. With a 2-man advantage, Kakanito's got to try and get out of there with his life. Nexa adds to the tally in their favor. This looks like it's going to go 15-14 and boil down to just 1 T round for BetBoom to try and get this done 2-0. Otherwise, we've got double OT and a chance for BC.Game to bring us to a 3rd map. Bang into Artfrost gets...
They're going to have B site on the radar, right? Because they're largely unsuccessful when they try to do something on A.
Seems to be the plan. All the smokes should give them an avenue there. Simple. This would be such a simple thing to do, to just rattle a shot through the smoke and connect, but... Oh, good timing.
Barrel spotted. Yes, it is, but Simple is able to outreact it. Dilladez finds Kakanito, and now it's a race to the bottom bomb site. Andu doesn't want to be too heavy-footed as he moves in. He's going to get caught by BC.GAMES. And everything could be over here unless Simple and Prime Taps can do the unthinkable. BetBoom are going to drop a smoke, but do they actually commit to this B bomb site? They can safely get the bomb down behind the silo and not even have to make the full commitment happen. There's the flash. Prime Taps will be delayed for long enough. The bomb can go down. Simple waiting. Barely sees him. It's the hairline shot, but someone needs to commit to the bomb soon. Artfrost finds Prime Taps in the back of the site, and as Simple's committed to ramp, they feign the impression that they're going all the way back. Do they commit eventually? Simple watching now. No, Dilladez has got it stuck in the door, and that's the 2nd shot. Simple being hand-fed the kills as BetBoom fumble their way into OT2.
Finally, one of those moments. It was that kill there from BC.GAMES that I thought would seal the deal, but somehow Dilladez doesn't connect the shot from the jump spot. Kakanito takes a lot of early damage and drops. Oh god, what's happened there? Did they try and go for ramp aggression?
I have no idea what happened, but...
No, it was lobby aggression. Look at where the body is.
Yeah.
Ugh. Through heart, that is bold.
There's an unspoken rule that says that if the T's are stuck in overtime, if they lose all 3 rounds, then they'll immediately win the round after overtime's extended.
I mean, they will if you give them opportunities like that. I don't know why, you know, even 3 perfect rounds of, you know, just very, very bare bones, structured CS, and you throw something like that in. Where has he hit that shot? That wasn't just through the wall, was it? I'm assuming that was in heaven and he dropped down the ladder, but he seemed to get to the bottom of the ladder real quick, and he hasn't taken any damage, which makes me wonder if he just banged that through the wall, which would be insane. But I think we're going to have to wait for the replay. I don't think that does very much damage at all anymore. Like, back long ago, you know, many moons, you used to be able to just bang warp shots through that wall. One. It does feel like a big hurdle to overcome. Molly into secret, another one goes down, and as a result of it, no one's really looking for Kakanito, so he just pokes his head over. Lands 2, slips away through the flames, takes a lot of damage in the process, but who cares? He's gone 2 for nothing, and he's still alive and kicking.
Might be able to kick a tad bit more. Has him coming his way. Peeks out. Punished immediately. It's still not an impossible to recover round for BetBoom. Especially if they can get a kill off the rip. Nade and Molly combo coaxes them out to the right side of ramp. And Siren playing up close is going to be so hard to contest with. Nade's good. And suddenly BC.Game are locked out. You've got infinite money, so you might as well take a crack at it. But the utility just doesn't seem to stop. It feels like their screen is just being shut off. Diladez backing into a player, turns around in time. BetBoom in pole position to close this half out with the advantage. And what a disaster here on ramp. They could find nothing, no space.
To win 1 or 2 CT rounds when they switch, but I don't know. At this point, I don't even think it comes down to favored sides. I think it just comes down to determination. You know, this lifeline that comes. Look at this from Simple. 2 massive shots. And yeah, grand finals, double OT. Emotions running high. When things are good and you're on a winning streak, it's amplified. When things are bad, you're on a losing streak. It's a whole lot worse. Andu's got to hold the line on the side, but he has called for the support. It comes in from ramp. Crossfire is brilliant. Andu doubles up. Might even be able to find a triple here as he's crossed to the silo. Armfrost is unaware. Yeah, easy enough.
They're not even going to chase after him immediately, so kind of feels like Diladez has already done the bulk of the work. But a little bit more is not going to hurt, as he called in the rotations. Playing up close. Here's the util. They don't have much time, so they do need to fast track it. Diladez on the fadeaway will find another victim. Next and Simple, no HPs to their name. Armfrost looking for the final shot. Nexon knows there's nothing
into the game.
Okay, we're back.
Is okay. Still a chance here for BC.Game, especially with Nexa and Andu. Lining up kills like that puts it back into a 2v2. Health still leaning in favor of BetBoom as Andu will cross out onto the site. He'll tap in these digits. Does Magnoyas expect the boost up? He's seen the leg, but he hasn't reacted to it. 4x3 moment. He's walking straight in, but where is Simple looking? Somewhere else, I think towards heaven, and that's going to be enough. Magnoya's the one to close it. 3 kills out of him. The star of the show in this map for sure. And wow.